Adam Habib has given the green light for classes to resume tomorrow. Security has been beefed up after staff were intimidated and ordered to leave buildings earlier today. Habib has apologized to a majority of students affected by a decision to suspend classes last week, saying Wits is positive that it will be able to complete the academic year. However, if the academic program is postponed, the institution will not be able to accept any students for 2017. For an update, we now cross to Wits spokesperson Sherona Patel. Sherona, thank you very much for joining us. Now, briefly take us through what transpired today at the university.
So the senior executive team has made a decision to reopen tomorrow, that is the full academic program at Wits. This is because they believe that the majority of students and staff want the academic program to continue. Following the harassment of some staff today, staff who were intimidated and threatened in their offices, in their workspaces and in laboratories, the university now has no choice but to open tomorrow with a full security contingent throughout our campuses. So we'll have security and police services deployed on all campuses tomorrow.
Now, the vice-chancellor has appealed to students that classes need to resume, which is why they have taken the decision. But what if the students continue with the protest action?
Well, we have no problem if the students continue to protest peacefully. I think that once it infringes on the rights of those who want to learn and work, as well as the constitutional rights of others, that's when it becomes problematic. And what he's saying is that anyone who is caught infringing on the rights of others or breaking university rules will immediately be held accountable for their actions and could even face criminal charges.
Now, Sherona, in terms of the numbers that are expected tomorrow, you've got some students that are waiting to see what's going to happen. So trying to see if the protest will sort of interrupt things again like it did today. Are you expecting all students to come back tomorrow, or is it a wait and see game?
Well, we are hoping that students and staff will report for the academic program tomorrow. We do understand that many students are hesitant because of the scenes that we saw on campus today, where staff were basically yanked out of their offices. We are hopeful that, and we've got assurances from security, from the police, that they will be on our campuses to secure our property and to protect the lives of students and staff. If we don't get it right tomorrow, we are left with no choice but to close the university. And this will compromise the 2016 academic program and the lives of 37,000 students. It means that we can't, as you said in your introduction, we won't be able to enroll first years next year. It also means that students who are on financial aid scholarships or bursaries this year may lose their funding.
Now, Sherona, I want us to look at what you've just said in depth. You saying that if there are protests tomorrow and if there's a lot of chaos and you're forced to shut down the university for the rest of the year, it will obviously cause a lot of chaos going into the new year with you not being able to accept new admissions in 2017. Let's look at the repercussions of such a thing.
Okay, so basically if students don't write their exams now, and if they don't complete the academic program, they can't write examinations. If they don't write examinations, they can't graduate. If they can't graduate, it means that they can't qualify in some cases to write board exams for accountants, for example, or write board exams for the Health Professions Council. So there will be an impact on the number of teachers, doctors, lawyers, and accountants we have in the workplace. Secondly, it means that physically our infrastructure can only accommodate up to 37,000 students. If the final year students are not graduating this year, it means that they don't free up spaces for another 6,000 or 7,000 that need to come in next year. It also means that students who have funding for this year may lose that funding. You know, we've got all these heartbreaking stories of people who've saved for years and years through their families and extended families and who now cannot graduate if they do not complete the 2016 academic year.
Now, just finally, Sherona, on the security for tomorrow, in the conversation that I had with you last night, you mentioned that the police basically come in and they follow their own procedures. But has a conversation happened between the private security, the Wits management and police in terms of security tomorrow?
Well, Wits Security has had engagements with private security as well as with the police. and our own campus control. And we're trying to keep things as calm as possible. We're trying to let sense prevail. We will continue to try to engage with students to find a negotiated or political solution to this issue. But as I mentioned yesterday, if the fight is for free education now, and the fight is with national government and universities are being used in the process, there is really not much we can do politically there. We have agreed with the students that we are more or less on the same page. We're willing to work with them to achieve their broader goal of access to quality higher education for the poor and the missing middle. And we're willing to take that to the national level. We're willing to hold a general assembly with them. We're willing to protest in the streets with them if required. But they're saying at this stage that it's a national issue with the government, and that's where their demands are directed. So it's a really difficult one for us politically. However, we can't sit back and wait for the academic program to slip away. It's our last chance tomorrow to try to save it.
We'll have to leave it there, Sherona. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll certainly follow the story as it develops. That was the Wits spokesperson, Sherona Patel, joining us and giving us some insight on the resumption of the academic program at Wits University tomorrow.